forgotten 100, Tommy V. And we are here at the Eldora Speedway, 100 laps and some super late models, and this is going to be a good show here tonight for a great cause.
You're telling me, Dewey, this is going to be a blast tonight. We got some great sponsors on board tonight, including Simcast TV, Skidmark Motorsports, Mission 22, and definitely don't want to forget Disabled American Veterans. They've all put forth some extra money for us tonight to go through and give away some good prize money tonight. It's going to be a blast. Looking forward to it. We're going to start out here in the qualifying pretty quick here, and let's see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to touch base on one of our very, very important sponsors tonight. It's Mission 22. Mission 22 has three major programs that funding veterans to receive treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder, traumatic brain injury, and other issues may be facing through our many partner organizations. Large-scale public art to honor veterans and creating social impact for these issues that veterans are facing today. A very scary number that we see every day is by the VA is 20 people a day, 20 veterans a day take their own lives due to suicide. It's very, very passionate. Mission 22 is going to be going out and taking a look at what we can do to help out those veterans to get that number down to zero. Obviously, that would be the best number that we could get to. Three of the major things that they do is one is awareness. Two, War at Home Memorial. It's a monument construction has been completed. We honored 20 veterans who lost their lives here at home after serving our country abroad. Please see the memorial page for photos and to follow progress of the monument as it travels around the United States. And that website is www.mission22.com. And the third one is veteran treatment programs. Mission 22 has comprehensive programs to treat veterans suffering from PTSD and TBI. We also have partnered with other organizations that offer amazing services to veterans as well as doctors and treatment facilities across the country. The VA is a great resource. However, they are understaffed and underfunded. With your help, we can get our veterans the help they need now without the wait. Our partner organizations specialize in post-traumatic stress, traumatic brain injury, substance abuse, and all the issues veterans are facing today. To see some of our programs, make sure you go to the website at mission22.com. One of our other sponsors we want to take a look at also, in addition to Money To, is the Disabled American Veterans of the United States of America. They have many different chapters in their local communities. These chapters are set up for the disabled American veterans to help those of our veterans and our wounded warriors coming back from their tours of duty, to help them out with their, one, getting back into their normal everyday life. 2, helping them out with any VA or hospital visits or any claims they need to be worked on. And 3, which is very, very important, their goal is to never let any veteran who is in financial need of assistance fall behind any others. It's a huge resource that's available for all of the veterans coming back from any foreign wars, and they continue to do excellent work. So when you get a chance, Google disabledamericanveterans.com. A couple of our other sponsors we'd like to thank is Simcast TV and Tom Jenks, who's going to be running the cameras for us tonight, doing an amazing job. My fellow partner broadcasting, Dewey. My name's Tom Vanas. We're looking to have some fun tonight. I hope you have some fun with us as well.
It's looking to be a good night, Tommy V. Can't wait to get it going here. A little rundown for everybody at home who obviously did not take part in the drivers' meeting. Tonight's event, 100 laps around the famed Eldora Speedway. We're taking 20 cars, so we're going to have to send a couple of these guys home. 18 cars will make it, and we'll have 2 provisionals. We'll explain that as we get closer to it, as it kind of gets a little confusing here. So, the heat races, there's going to be 10 laps in each heat race. Top 3 will go to the pole shuffle for the evening. With the B main, you'll have 6 cars coming out of that. That is a 15-lap event. We kind of go over what the pole shuffle is. So you'll take the last guy that transferred through the pole shuffle, top 3, in heat number 4, and he'll go up against heat number 3. The winner of that stays on the track. The next guy, third place of heat number 2, will come on the track. They'll battle. They'll go green, white, checkered, and we're going all the way up to the front. So that you have a chance if you're one of the first ones on the track to start pole. But one of the advantages of winning heat race number 1, the worst you can start is second. So a little bit of an orthodox, different type of racing here tonight, Tommy V. But I think the pole shuffle will be kind of neat because these guys, they'll have to go out there and depending on when you go on the track, you'll have to have more fuel compared to less fuel or different types of setups. And you can't have your long run setup in because you'll just get smoked by the guys running a short run setup. So it should be pretty competitive.
Most definitely, the pole shuffle is going to add another element to it that we don't normally see out here in iRacing. Something new that we put in for this year, for this race alone so far. It's going to be exciting to watch. You know what? Every position counts tonight in this 100-lap main feature. For example, we have $200 in purse money that was raised tonight through Simcast TV and other donors. Our $100 winner will be the main event winner. We'll take home $100 tonight. Second place finisher will take home $50. The third place finisher is going to take home $30. The fourth place finisher is going to take home $10, and the hard charger of the night will take home $10 as well. So that gives us our total for $200 for the night. Looking forward to seeing some good side-by-side racing in the NSRL. Gone but not forgotten 100 tonight at Eldora Speedway. Just a big shout out to all the drivers and donations that came through for the night. We have raised $365 for the Wounded Warrior Project. Let's not forget about that. That's where everybody's getting benefited. All our Wounded Warriors, humongous program. Make sure you go online and check them out as well.
You said it. So it looks like track prep's just finishing up here as we're transferring over for those of you who want the sim side of this world. So we're getting ready to go here with some heat race action. And it should be interesting because you definitely don't want to end up in a B main, Tommy V, but you want to kind of gun it to try and get to the top of that pole shuffle to give yourself a decent starting position for the 100-lap main event here tonight.
Yeah, I agree, Dewey. Something a little bit different with the sim racing. We're switching over to a new server, so we got a little bit different track state that everybody's going to qualify on. Those positions are going to decide where we're going to start in the heats. And then in the B main, we'll figure out what happens there who don't earn a transfer spot in the heats. Moving on to the A. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. And let's go racing.
Well, amen to that. We've been waiting all day. Everybody's been chomping at the bit. So, cars are rolling in here. Everybody getting geared up for heat race number one as they're setting up the lineups here, trying to get everybody where they need to be for us to kick off the gone but not forgotten 100 heat races. I'll be coming at you here shortly. As soon as I get a lineup, I will let everybody know what's going on, who's going to start where, and we're going to go racing here very shortly, folks. Other. And just to touch a little bit on what Tom Vanessa was talking about with the server change. So they had everybody qualify in one server, and they put up a different server so we could do heat races. As iRacing does not have a heat racing feature in it yet, so if you want heat races, you have to do it manually. So they had to set up a second server here that everybody's been joining into. It has no race or time or anything on it. It's just a big practice session that they do all the heat races in. For those of you who don't know what's going on in iRacing, or maybe for some of those league guys out there looking for a way to do some heat racing, this is a great way to do it. But we're just waiting on everybody to get in here and get their cars geared up and ready to go, and we should be going racing here shortly.
So, what do you think, Dewey? Who do you like tonight? Do you have any favorites of the 20 car field, 26 cars who got in here?
Well, that's hard to say. There's a lot of guys in here, a lot of guys that I've raced with, and there's a lot of guys that I haven't raced with. So it makes for a good little mix. Um, I don't know. My early pick, I like Corey Whitworth. He's always fast. Chris McGuire, he's quick car too. Eric Fargo came out and raced last week, as everybody saw on the broadcast. He's definitely one to watch. And Alan Westman, of course, the winner at Volusia. Let's see if he's got anything for these boys tonight as well.
Yeah, I think you came up with a pretty good list there, buddy. I would have to agree with you 100% on each of those drivers. Another one I want to watch who's probably going to be a little more conservative to start. Hopefully he'll hang on and make it 64 Scott Brown. He's actually the owner of Speedmark Motorsports, which is one of our primary sponsors tonight. A couple of the other cars I want to take a look at. I'm looking forward to seeing how their cars would be fast, but you never know. In practice, we're going to do it along with the cars. Today.
Well, it'll be interesting to say the least. So right now it seems like we got just about here. Right, trying to get a little bit of hot laps going here on this surface. We'll go heat racing here shortly, as they say. Now remember, we're having 4 heat races and we get 10 laps. Cars are pulling in. We're going to read you off the lineup of heat race number 1. Starting on the pole in the 31 car will be Tyler Collette. I hope I said that right. And to his outside, Eric Fargo. Second row on the inside here is Scott Seaman. And to his outside in the 21 car will be Quinn Wallace. Third row inside will be Bradley Hidman. And to his outside, last week's winner, Alan Westman. Bringing up the rear is the 160 car, Hill. That's your lineup for heat race number 1. Tommy V, who you got?
I don't know. It's usually always seems to be the guy who takes off on the pole is able to get away a little bit, but I don't know. We got some pretty fast drivers in here. Looking at their qual times and other things like that, looks like we had pretty good matchups. Going to be a lot of speed, a lot of good drivers in here. So let's see what happens and go after it.
You should see these cars start to form up here, getting ready for their heat races as they're calling them to the chute right now. Before we get going here, Tommy V, just one more thing. You know, it's Memorial Day and everybody knows what this day is truly about. So if you see a veteran, you know one, anything like that, send them a message, shake their hand, just tell them thank you for everything, and they're the reason why we get to enjoy the great things that we get to enjoy here in the United States.
Yeah, that's very true, Dewey. Let's not lose focus on one thing when we talk about Memorial Day weekend. We are celebrating the lives of those who gave the greatest sacrifice of all that you could possibly give for their country. We're talking about the men, women who passed away, died during service to their country, and we look forward to definitely putting them on a pedestal and recognizing them all night long.
Yes, sir. So, cars rolling out onto the track here. Race control trying to get these guys in the correct position. We're getting ready to go 10 laps here in heat race number 1. And if we can catch up with the drivers of these heat races, we'll see if we can't get them an interview here. It looks like, if I'm hearing race control right, the 7 car Bradley Hinman is not on the track currently. So the 160 car, Hill, will now inherit third row inside, and we're going to go green out of 4. Tommy V, who you got?
6 car field. You know what? I'm going to go with the 17 Westman in the back. I like the way he won the other night. Then again, that 222 is one of my favorites as well.
And here we go from Eldor, green flag! Immediately into turn number 1, jumps to the
We
lead.
got a little bit of contact between the 22 or the 17 and the 21 coming into turn 2.
Looks like everybody's collected. As Fargo's going to look down to the inside here for lap number 1 inside of the lead. We got a battle over here. Fargo back up to the top of the follow here from 1 and 2.
It's like 21's holding on to third. And being chased by the 11 of Wallace. As you see the 17 coming back hard after that short one little contact earlier.
Your leader still caught Tyler Collette. Can Eric Fargo run him down here back straightaway into turns 3 and 4?
Oh, coming in turn 3, the 17 looks for the slide and pulls it off. Coming out of turn 4, in fourth place.
You got that right. Alan Westman trying to make some moves here. And as the leaders in front of him got a little bit of distance, and still Collette out front with Eric Fargo trying any line he can to get around him and try and get that ever so important full shovel spot. Winner of race number 1.
Yeah, it looks like we have the entire field coming into their own. No, they settled down a little bit. Running through the laps. We're starting to see some additional moves coming up halfway here at the checkered line.
Alan Westman has caught the 21 of Quinn Wallace down on the inside. We got a side-by-side battle for third. Can Westman get him here in 3 and 4? Westman to the inside. Got it!
It's pretty solid driving by the 17 as he comes out of 3. Just a rocket ship up going into turn 3. Let's see what he's got for any of the second and first place. They're getting to be closer and closer going on now between, looks like Eric Fargo and the 31 of Colette.
Yeah, Colette is running a good race here. Eric Fargo ready to pounce for any mistake that he has made. These guys have virtually been inseparable since the start. But Fargo just cannot find a line around him here coming down the back straightaway.
Oh, here we go on the last lap. White flag coming up. See the 222 of Eric Fargo pushing the issue. Let's see what he does coming into turn 3. Oh, gets it just a little loose coming down on the bottom. Looks for the slide down, moving up, coming off the 4.
What a finish!
Between the 222 and the 31. Wow.
Going back to the replay here, Tommy V, it looks like the 31 edged him by a nose piece. What a finish to heat race number 1 here.
I agree. That was a lot of fun racing down there. It's good to see those cars move all together. It looked like the 222 would have had something for him. One more lap. Maybe he waited one lap too long before trying to get that last spot. But as they finish, it looks like we have the 31 in Colette, 221 in Fargo finishing second, the 17 Alan Westman finishing third. And let's see here. Excuse me. Yep. 21 of Wallace finishing fourth, and the 160 of Hill bringing up the back of the field.
We don't think we can get a word here with heat race number 1 victor, but if we can catch a word with Eric Fargo before heat race number 2, we'll pull him down.
That was some pretty fun racing in the first heat for sure. You know, you take a look at the 17 in the Simcast car, the second to none paint job on that car. Got into a little bit of trouble early, was able to come back and pass and take a position for the third place. Those two front drivers up front were pretty exciting to watch. What do you think, Dewey? Who do you got here?
I'm liking the 19 of Chris Watson, but I was able to catch up here with Eric Fargo. Heat race number 1, you finished second, buddy, but man, that was a heck of a finish.
Yeah, I thought I might have something off for him, but just couldn't get quite enough drive off to hold him off.
Well, how's the track feeling for you? You gonna make any major changes here come main event time?
No, stick with what I got, what I know works. It's just gonna get real slick real quick, and I hope everybody's ready for it.
Alrighty, man. Well, good job on the second place finish, and good luck tonight.
Oh, thank you.
And that was Eric Fargo, second place at heat race number 2. Heat number 1, sorry. Heat race number 2 is on the track, is what I'm trying to say here, Tommy V. I'm getting all confused. Alright. So the 178 car will be on the pole. Chris Orencia, I hope I said that right. To his outside is looking to be the 50 car of Jason Lineweaver. Second row inside, Greg Thompson in the 313. Watkins to his outside in the 19 car. And it looks like James Nunn and Tyler Gray, and bringing up the field is Bradley Hinman. So here we go, green out of 4 on your leader, and we are green. Greg Thompson with a great jump down onto the bottom here. Not enough for Orencia. We're down the back straightaway, 1, 2, and 3, all right there.
Tell you what, the 313 is on the move. He pulled off the slide job into turn 1. Now he's up side by side with the leader. fighting for it coming into turn 3. Let's see what they do on the exit of 2.
There's some good racing here as the 178 is going to go to the bottom to block the run that Greg Thompson was getting. But up on the outside, Jason Lineweaver looking to make some moves here. Is first, second, and third. Heck of a battle right now.
Looks like
coming 3 and 4.
Coming out of turn 4, 19 Watkins looks like he's coming up, making the charge. Decided he's tired of sitting around watching the 3 of these guys run around track ahead of him. He's going to go join in the mix.
Well, he's got to stay close, Tommy V. If any mistake is made, he needs to capitalize here. And you got to remember that pole shuffle spot is ever so important.
That it is. Going into lap 5 right now. We still have the same leader out front in the 178, followed by the 30-13, the 50, and then the 19.
Tyler Gray is all over the 19 car, looking to try and make his way into the show. As Chris Watkins is just trying to hold on now instead of chasing those guys down. Now he's got to play defense. It seems like the 313 and the 178 are very even. They're both running the top, but in 3 and 4, 313's on the bottom, 178's in the middle, and they seem to be even every lap.
That was like 313 was like he was shot out of a bullet at the start. Now they settled in and can't seem to make up any time on the 178. I think we're looking at our heat winner right now, but you never know. One little mistake, next guy can capitalize pretty easy.
We got 2 to go as Chris Orencia has opened up a pretty good lead now on Greg Thompson, who sits in second. Jason Lineweaver still in third. Chris Watkins is in fourth. Tyler Gray is in fifth. D. Hinman is behind them. Taking the white flag, Tommy V. Send us away.
Here we go. Coming out of turn 2, the 178 leading with the 313 follow going into turn 3. Looks like he's going to try to make a run. Not going to be able to get there. As we come out of turn 4, we got your winner, the 178, followed by the 313, and the number 50 figures out the top 3.
This heat race panned out a little bit more than heat race number 1, but nonetheless still a good race. As we'll go through your rundown here, Hinman will finish in the back in 6th and 5th. You got the 08 of Tyler Gray. 4th will be the 19 of Chris Watkins. 3rd, the 50 car of Jason Lineweaver. 2nd, the 313 of Greg Thompson, and your winner of heat race number 2, the 178, Chris Orencia.
All right. Heat race number 2 wrapping up. Pretty good run. You know, everybody, we got a little bit of action early, first couple laps, but then they all evened out, and it seemed like nobody could catch anybody else. They were all running pretty identical times once they spread out.
Yeah, it seems like everyone was very even in this heat races compared to the last heat race. Those top 2 guys, they really kind of walked away from the field. So it'll be interesting to see how the feature goes if these guys make any major changes, as we're looking to get a word with some of these guys, but it looks like they're just going to be hard at work on their race cars, and we won't be able to chat with any of them.
Well, while we have a little bit of a moment between heat race 2 and number 3, I'd like to thank a bunch of our sponsors out here tonight. We got Simcast TV and Mr. Tom Jenks up working the cameras upstairs in the booth. I'd also like to thank Skidmarks Motorsports. Check them out at skidmarkmotorsports.com. One of our major sponsors tonight. The other one, Mission 22, taking care of our veterans with PTSD and traumatic brain injury. You know, we want to make sure we focus on that. And there's 22 veterans a day right now that are committing suicide, that are losing their lives due to these traumatic injuries. So whatever we can do to help them out, go to that website, take a quick peek. And the Disabled American Veterans, another excellent organization helping out our wounded warriors coming home. And as we are also, our primary link and reason for this race tonight is our money, donations, whatever we can do to help out the Wounded Warrior Project. Excellent cause. Thank you again to all the drivers and donators and everybody else that came back into the track or out here tonight watching this magnificent race up at Simcast TV.
So heat race number 3 getting ready to come out on the track. We will go over your lineup. The 87, the Foxman, Andrew Schaefer, will be on the pole. To his outside, in the 16 car will be Trevor Fisher. Second row inside in the 10 car will be Scott Weatherby. To his outside in the car number 2 is Dustin Ward. Row number 3, the 64 car, Scott Johnson. And rounding out the field would be the 05 of Jeffrey Lanham, but I don't think he is making it. He will be a scratch, I believe, for the evening. Five cars going 10 laps. Who you got here, Tom?
You know what? I'm going to watch my hometown boy in the Skid Marks Motorsports from Scott Johnson. He's running a throwback paint scheme to a paint that you used to help pit with back in the day. Let's see what he can bring up and what he can get done here. I'm going to like watching the 64 tonight, see what he can capitalize on any mistakes up here in the front row drivers.
And here we go, green out of 4. As Andrew Schaefer gets a good jump coming down to the turn 1 2. We got a battle coming down the back straightaway in turns 3 and 4. The 10 car looking to move out on the outside. That is Scott Weatherby, but to his inside now. The 16 car looking for second place. And the 2 cars are at the line.
Yep. Second, third place, fourth place, pretty tight running right now. Looks like the first place cars pulled away while these 3 battle for second. 2 wide and sometimes 3 wide. We got a dive to the inside coming into turn 3. Is he going to hold off in the slide job? He has the 16 is up in the wall and gathers the 64.
Tough break there for Scott Johnson. The 16 car looks like he pushed really hard coming through that corner there. They're going to slow these guys up. Caution on the speedway.
Julie, I'm going to go back and take a look, see what I can find out what happened with that caution. We'll take a look. I know that we did have the 16 up into the wall. Let's see if we can figure out how the 16 got there. Looks like the 16 was running down the inside, trying to put the slide job on the number 2 going into turn, looks like turn 1. He just got loose up into the marbles, and the 2 undercut him, came by, and just got too high in the corner, came out and ended up catching the wall and was kind of stuck against it coming out of turn 3 and 4. That gave the 64 a chance to pull up inside. And as he's coming off turn 4, it looked like the 16 came down just a tick right in the rear of the 64 as he was exiting turn 4. It looked like the reason for a caution.
Scott Weatherby is falling back here as we are back in the green as Dustin Ward is able to get around. Dustin Ward trying to track down Andrew Schaefer, who's in first right now. We're losing a lot of cars here, Tom. 2 cars up into the wall.
Looks like we're down to 3 cars running this feature or this heat race right now, and
we're halfway down.
87 appears to be running away with it. 2 are trying as hard as come by. He slides up and out of turn 2.
Dustin Ward is trying to hang on at this point. Andrew Schaefer's opened up quite a good lead. This one has fanned out quite a bit, Tommy. We had some good racing at first, but these guys really fanned out as big gaps from first to second and second to third, as everybody's just trying to hold on here and get through this heat race, as everybody will transfer from this heat race to the whole truck.
Yeah, it looks like the 87's probably going to take her home tonight unless he makes a huge mistake and unless the 2 capitalize. Looks like he's running around the middle of the track now. I'm thinking he's got his lane going here in this last lap. Oh, he does catch the wall.
We are white flag here, but I don't think it was enough for Andrew Schaefer to lose his lead to Dustin Ward coming out of turn 4. Andrew Schaefer will win his number 3. Dustin Ward will finish in second. And I believe that's the cars on the track. I believe Weatherby will be scored in third.
Yeah, I think how it'll finish out is the 87, the 2, the 64, the 16, and the 10. Excuse me, let me reverse that. 87, the 2, the 10, the 64, and the 16.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, they're beginning to call for heat number 4 as we're just rolling right along here this evening. Your lineup, heat race number 4. The call number for the pole car here is not the same as what race control has given me, so give me 1 second to try and figure out who was supposed to be on the poles. There's nobody there. Alrighty, so after all the confusion here, the pole sitter did not make it to the evening, so we're going to have a little bit different lineup. They're trying to work it out with the racetrack officials here. So on your pole, it's going to be the 29 car, and I believe that's going to be Chris McGuire piloting that machine, and to his outside in the 15 car, that's Mike Dullard. Some more confusion going on, folks. We're going to hold off on this lineup until we have everything figured out. There we go. We got cars rolling onto the racetrack here. All right, Tommy, we're going to get it right this time. The 29 car will be on the pole. That's Chris McGuire. Dullard to his outside. The next car in line here for row number 2 is the 71 of Anthony Miller, I believe, if they have this lined up correctly. To his outside in the 27 car, that'll be Trevor Harmon. Looks like behind them, they have the 69 of Corey Whitworth, and I believe they're going to send the 100 car of Brayton Wallace down to the inside. And that'll line up your 6 cars here for heat race number 4. And we're going to go green next time around. Who do you got here, Tommy B?
I think I'm going to go with the outside pole this race in the Peak Antifreeze Super Late Model. The number 815 of Michael Dullard.
That is a very beautiful looking car here. I'm going to go with a long shot, and I'm going to take 3rd row outside of Corey Whitworth. Oh, it looks like they're going to change it up, so Whitworth's going to go down to the inside here, and he's going to start in 3rd. And that's going to put Anthony Miller here to the back. So everybody else stays the same. So 2nd row inside is now Corey Whitworth. 3rd row outside will be Anthony Miller. We're going green out of 4. Chris McGuire controls the start. Heat number 4. We're green.
Got a great
right
jump
away,
there by the 29
to the top.
of McGuire.
The 27 is around here in turns 1 and 2 as everybody's fighting for position. The 15 and the 71 get together down the back straightaway. The 69 car, Corey Whitworth up to 2nd. Brayton Wallace is up to 3rd. Anthony Miller will gather it back up. Now he runs 4th. The 27 car right behind him in 5th. That's Trevor Harmon. But up front, can Corey Whitworth run down your leader, Chris McGuire?
Yeah, I like the the 69 in Whitworth seems to be making progress each lap. He's slowly catching them. It looks like we get up about halfway. Should have one heck of a race going on here for first and second. Third place in 100 is battling as well.
Late arrival, that 100 car. And he's looking to make the most of it. Brayton Wallace ready for any mistakes that any of these guys make, as he is up to third place right now. Gets a little sideways here in 1 and 2, able to keep it under him. And that's an even bigger gap to him and Corey Whitworth now, as Corey Whitworth still trying to find the line to run down Chris McGuire.
Yeah, I definitely do. As we see these heat rushes go on, we see the track moving up higher and higher. It seems to be the high side's preferred way around Eldora tonight in these super late models.
That it is, and I believe with everybody running up there, they might wear it out, and you'll start to see two grooves here as the bottom will become just as fast as the top, and that's what we're hoping for. We want to see a good race, but right now, stinking up the show is Chris McGuire, and Corey Whitworth trying to run him down, but just doesn't seem to have enough here in heat race number 4.
No, it looks like we've all three of the top 3 drivers are spread out pretty good, with Mr. McGuire leading every lap from start to finish so far. So let's see what we got going on, if the 69's got anything for him. 29 just needs to make one little mistake. The 69 looks like he's ready to capitalize, Dewey.
That he is. He is just waiting for his moment. He knows that he's going to transfer to the pole shuffle, but he wants the win. White flag coming out for Chris McGuire. Can he hold on for one more lap from Corey Whitworth?
And here we go, coming into turn 3, coming out of 4, and looks like we're going to have the 29. Mr. McGuire wins the heat with Corey Whitworth finishing second.
The 100 car. That's Brayton Wallace. He will get scored in a third place position. A good job having to start in the back and making the most of his late arrival. Fourth place will be credited to the 71 car of Anthony Miller. In fifth place, you will have the 27 of Trevor Harmon in that American flag-themed super late model. And a tough break for the guy in sixth. Michael Dullard looked to be in the catbird seat starting up front, but just had a rough break there, as a lot of guys got together in turns 1 and 2. But nonetheless, your winner, Chris McGuire.
You know what, it was good to see in these heat races, Dewey. We had plenty of these guys who seemed to be running, once they got settled in, pretty identical lap times. It wasn't a large gap, a drop-off in times throughout the race. As we go through into the B main, we're going to see some pretty competitive racing getting in there to get some of those final transfer spots over to the A main feature and the opportunity to win $100 tonight here at Eldora Speedway, thanks to Simcast TV.
We caught up here with Chris McGuire. And Chris, winner of heat race number 4. Good job, Chris McGuire. Are you there? He might be just a little excited from that heat race victory.
Chris McGuire, you got a copy here in the race booth.
Well, we'll see if we can't catch something with Chris McGuire here in a minute. We'll see if we can't figure out if Chris McGuire can't get down here in the booth with us. And I'm going to go out and do something a little special here, Tommy V, if you want to give a little shout out here.
Absolutely, Julian. Let me know when you made it on the track. Ladies and gentlemen of our viewing audience here on Simcast TV tonight, I want you to take a look at the car that's coming onto the track tonight by himself. This is Mr. Dewey Lazelle, my broadcast partner tonight. He's running around the track tonight. He's going to make a couple laps to really show off that paint scheme he's got, the Mission 22. Mission 22, if for those of you who don't know, mission22.com, they are a group that focuses on taking care of veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder, traumatic brain injury, coming home from our wars over in Iraq and Afghanistan. And they work with many different types of services and features, along with other doctors, miracle workers, South Border Road. Dr. Paul Harsh treats veterans with TBI and PTSD using a pretty unique new thing called hyperbaric oxygen therapy. Does a great job. As you take a look at the car here, the number 22.
Make sure he gets a shot of that spoiler.
Yeah. As you take a look, as Dewey's going around the track here, he has something that's very close to home. One of his good friends made the ultimate, passed away and made the ultimate sacrifice for us. Granted, yes, something tragic happened, as one of those 20 per day people we see right now that we want to get that number down to 0. Our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family. Dewey tonight running around the track in the 22 mission22.com car. Go out, take a look at it. Any money, anything you can do to donate or advice or any chance you can get a hold of any of the veterans out there through Mission 22, I recommend you doing it. In addition, a lot of those veterans out there, many of us know them. I'm one of them. A lot of times we don't like to talk about stuff we've seen, things we've went through, etc. But if you think you're seeing the telltale signs of the depression or traumatic brain injury or post-traumatic stress disorder, make sure you reach out to those veterans that are back and just say, hey, just talk to them. You don't have to talk about what they saw, what they did, or anything like that, but it's nice just to have somebody to come up and say, hey, how you doing? For those of you that do not know, there is a Veterans Crisis Hotline out there. It's 1-800-273-8255. Make sure you use that. Any opportunity you need, those veterans out there that may be looking for some help, that number is there. The Veterans Crisis Line is there for us to use if we need it. Once again, I'd like to thank the sponsor of mission22.com tonight. Dewey, good job out there. The paint scheme's awesome. Again, thanks for going out running a few laps for us, showing off your paint scheme in the sport of Mission 22.
Yeah, it was definitely something that hit a little close to home, and I just wanted to do something special. And I appreciate Tom and you, the other Tom, both Toms, for putting this on the broadcast and talking about it. It's definitely something that we need to open some eyes to, and I really appreciate that, guys.
Yeah, I definitely do. It's such a great cause tonight here, raising money for the Wounded Warrior Project, the DSRL Gone But Not Forgotten 100. We're getting things set up right now for the B main to get a few extra transfer spots. Then we'll move into the pole shuffle right after that, and following the pole shuffle, we'll be moving over to the A main. Ladies and gentlemen, just want to take a quick moment here to thank our sponsors again, Simcast TV and Mr. Tom Jenks up in the broadcast booth running the cameras for us. Skidmark Motorsports. Check them out at skidmarkmotorsports.com. Pretty good group of guys that we work with over there. It does happen to be a team I race with. Scott Johnson, who's in this race running, Bart Workman and Toby Plevy, to name a couple of few guys over there. Just want to say thanks again for your sponsorship tonight and your donation to the World Warrior Project as well. And last but definitely not least, the Disabled American Veterans. Any chance you get a chance that you can help them out, they do amazing things. 100% nonprofit, 100% of all proceeds and everything they do goes to veterans that need assistance. And that assistance can come from a financial assistance, educational assistance for the veterans' kids. Anything that they can do to help out, they want to help. Go and take a look at them when you get a chance. Looks like we're getting ready. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break here while we set up another iRacing server for the B main and the pole shuffle. Sit back, relax, take a look at a couple videos we have here if you don't mind. We're going to go into a little break here. Again, I want to thank Simcast TV, Skidmark Motorsports, Mission 22, and the Disabled American Veterans for sponsoring us again tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax. Thank you for bringing your support tonight, and looking forward to run this Memorial Day.
Yeah, you said it there. We're getting everything all set up here. See if we can get a little B-main and pole shuffle action going on. Once we have lineups, we'll let you know. Yes.
Yes.
Another server coming up.
Chris McGuire, you picking me up?
Can you hear me?
Hey, there you go. Good run last week. What did you think of the track? And tell me about how the race was for you.
Well, right now it's all right. My car was a little tight, I guess, because I took a lot of the fuel out for the heat, but the car should loosen up a bit for the feature when I add all the fuel back in.
Yeah, you definitely look pretty strong there. It looked like, you know, at first they had a little bit for you, but you definitely pulled away there. So, you liking your odds for the 100 laps here tonight?
Yeah, it should be all right as long as I keep it off the wall when the track slickens up.
It sounds good, man. Good luck here in the pole shuffle, and good luck in the 100 laps here tonight.
Thank you.
Looks like we're getting things organized. We're moving over to the B main. Should be up and running here very shortly, folks. Yes, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we are getting ready to go here, B main racing. Top 6 will transfer to the A main. It's a 15-lap race, and then immediately following the B main, we will have the pole shuffle. So, as I alluded to earlier in the evening, with the 2 provisional spots, those will go to the 2 fastest qualifiers that did not make it through a heat race or a B main. But there's a little twist. Now, the 64 car of Scott Johnson, Tommy V, as you know as well as I know, he automatically locked into tonight's main event for being a generous sponsor to this event, especially with it going to such a great cause, the Wounded Warrior Project. So he's locked himself in, so if he does not make it through a B main, he's automatically in, which means that last provisional spot will only go to one guy with the best qualifying time who did not transfer out of the B.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a pretty good time going on here in the B main, in the B feature. Excuse me. There's a lot. My rookiness in dirt tracks is showing, is it? Anyway, we're going to have some fun here in the B main. We got cars out on the tracks right now, warming up, getting ready to go. We're getting everything set for it. And you said it, that's right. The number 64, Scott Johnson from Skidmarks Motorsports, was one of our primary sponsors, so he does automatically get a seat into the main event. So we've got quite a few drivers out here that may not make it. I think we're taking, if I understand correctly, we're only taking 20 cars into the main event. So that's going to leave 4, 5, 6 cars that may not get to participate in the A main.
Yeah, it should be a wild and hectic B main, as 15 laps isn't a lot of time to try and get your way into this race. So I'm curious to see how this plays out, and if we see some impatience come to play, or if everyone's going to play nice here and just race.
Should be interesting to see. While we've got a little break here, how about a little bit of trivia? First person to respond online by commenting on the Simcast TV YouTube channel will receive a $5 in iRacing credits. So that being said, trivia question is this. Can you tell me the name of the war that the United States participated in between the Vietnam War and the global war on terrorism? There it is, the name of the war that the United States participated in between the Vietnam War and the start of the global war on terrorism.
And while you're waiting for those answers to come in here, about 3 minutes until we get the B main cars lined up on track ready to go, because we're just giving everybody enough time to get in here and to get a secure connection so everybody can race here clean and getting everything ready to go here. I am curious to see how this is going to play out, as you got a lot of cars in the B main. Looks like about 13 cars will be in this B main, so we'll be sending roughly half of this field home from the B main into the A.
Yeah, Dewey, that's going to make for some very, very competitive driving. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully we can get some good clean driving out of there. We don't have too many cautions or accidents or wrecks or whatever you want to call it, but you know what? Either way, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a good time.
You got that right. I'm excited. I'm happy to be here. It's a great event, and so far not too bad a racing here, but I think it's going to get a lot more interesting now that we're going to get down to the B main pole shuffle and then the 100-lap finale here, the gone but not forgotten 100. As here in about 2 minutes, we'll be kicking off the B main here and see who will lock into tonight's A main.
Well, it looks like I've already got a winner on my first trivia question of the night, and it is I'm Mr. Mad with the correct answer in Desert Storm. That was the official name of the campaign when we started it there back in 1991. It was Operation Desert Shield, then Operation Desert Storm, which kicked off on January 15th with the beginning of the air war and us taking over air superiority over Iraq. So congratulations there, I'm Mr. Mad. You've won $5 in iRacing credits.
See, look at that. You tune into our broadcast and you can get a little bit of iRacing money. That's a pretty good deal.
Yes, it's loud.
They're closing off the track as you hear the roar of these cars here on our broadcast. They are very loud, super late models, always loud, always fast, always fun. As the track is being cleared for the B main, getting ready to line up. We will see who has answered the call to take 15 laps around Eldora and try and lock themselves into the $100 to win Gone But Not Forgotten 100 here tonight. Looks like we might have a car or two missing, so it might jumble up the lineup. So before I give you a definite lineup, I'll kind of let these guys come out onto the track. That way we kind of sound like we know what we're talking about. Quinn Wallace looks to be your pole sitter. Chris Watkins looks to be to the outside. The 16 car will be second row inside. That's Trevor Fisher. So the outside of the 16 is scheduled to be the 27 of Trevor Harmon. Inside row 3 is scheduled the 11 of Scott Seaman. His outside is scheduled to be the 08 car of Tyler Gray. The 64 car scheduled to be fourth row inside. That is Scott Johnson. And to his outside is scheduled to be the 71 car of Anthony Miller. The next row scheduled to be the 160 car, but I don't see that vehicle here yet, so we will see if he shows up. To the outside is the 7 car of Bradley Hinman, then the 15 of Michael Dullard, and the 75 of James Nunn, and then the last row bringing up the rear, scheduled to be the 05 of Jeffrey Lanham. The cars coming out of 2, rolling down the back straightaway 2 by 2. We're going green out of 4 here, Tommy V. We got 15 laps at the top 6, going to the A main. Are you ready? Because we're ready. Green flag on Quinn Wallace, and here we go. The 21 car on the wall, major wreck here. The 27's involved, the 71's involved. It looks like we're going to get a restart. Some major damage there, Tommy V. Big time wreck.
Looks like we're going to get a reset here and try to get her going again here in the first lap of the B main.
It looks like the 21 and the 19 just made some contact, and the 21 was up on top, and everybody was coming up there. The 27 of Harmon collected. The 71 of Anthony Miller was collected. So we're going to try it again. As you see, the cars parked here out of 2, kind of on the back straightaway here. These guys are coming green out of 4, and we're going to try and get another 15 in here, Tommy V. Top 6 to the A main. Everybody else, load them up, go home. Thanks for coming. Quinn Wallace paces the field here. Green out of 4 on him. Watkins to his outside. Here we go. Green flag.
Green. Looks like the 19 car got a little bit of a slow start coming out of turn 4.
That he did, and that's put Fisher in second. We're 3 wide, 4 wide. Coming out of 4 here is the 19 down on the bottom. There's some contact.
Looks like the 11 came up and pushed the red, white, and blue car into the wall a little bit. Oh, another little touch for the 71 into the 21.
75
11 goes around.
Oh, big time contact. The 27 involved. The 05 involved. The 71 involved. We're looking to get a yellow here. The 27 car destroyed.
Yeah, I don't know, Dewey. I'm going to go back and take a look at that. That looked like a chain reaction of a little bumping and grinding, moving through the corners. Let's see what we can figure out.
I would say that was pure chaos. The 71 car of Anthony Miller has some pretty good damage. The 16 car, he has pretty decent damage on the right side of his machine. The 08 car no longer has a spoiler or a front cone here on his 08 Hawkeye themed super late model. The 19 and the 21 have swapped positions. The 19 now in first, 21 in second. So it is double file restarts here in your B main. Let's see if we can't get through this clear here, Tommy V. As we're coming down the back straightaway, green out of 4. Watkins now controls the pace. So here we go.
Here we go, entering turn 3. On the exit of turn 4, we should get the green flag dictated by the number 19, and we're off. The 19 gets a jump off of the 21 coming up behind him. The 08 goes to the bottom, and we have 3 wide in the back.
Everybody's looking for position here. Coming down the back straightaways, only the top 6 make it here. 3 wide. There's Scott Johnson trying to push the envelope down on the inside, but he does not get around Tyler Gray. As Tyler Gray with a lot of damage, but doing really good right now for the way his car looks. Is Watkins still your leader?
Got a little
Bradley
bit of
Hammond to the
action going on
inside.
in the back. One car hit the wall. Looks like the 64 Scott Johnson's moved to the high side. Oh, he gets a little nudge off.
Contact.
The
7 goes
got
around.
tight
71
coming out.
into him. The 15 into the 71. Anthony Miller's car is destroyed. That car is doing a crab walk, they look like there. See if he can't get that back under power and get it straight.
Yeah, it looked like the number 7 just came up a little high and rubbed into the 64, put him into the wall, and then we had the melee start again.
These guys are giving it everything they've got to try and make it into the A main. Man, that one was intense. We'll see who's going to survive here. It looks like the 11 car is going to be pulled down into his trailer. He'll be done for the evening, as we're not going green out of 4 here. I'm trying to get everybody lined up, make sure everybody's in the right position.
Yeah, it looks like the 11 of Scott Seaman got caught with a penalty, and he's getting moved down to the trailer. As we line up from back to front, the 7 and 64, and it looks like the red, white, and blue American flag car of the number... Tough to see that number. Is that
27.
21?
That's 27.
27.
Yeah, and you got the 75 and the 15. That's Dullard and James Nunn. The 08 in front of them. The Tyler Gray and Trevor Fisher. And your front row still remains the same. Quinn Wallace in second. Chris Watkins is in first. As Miller is done for the evening. Car, way too much damage to keep going. We're green out of 4 here.
I like the 75 coming up on the outside. I want to see what he can do in the remaining laps that we have left here. Obviously, the 19's always strongest. He's away again, coming by the start-finish.
Chris Watkins gets a good jump. Quinn Wallace there on the outside, and they're 2x2 for about 3 or 4 rows behind them, coming down the back straightaway. James Nunn trying to make some moves here on the outside and put himself into the A main as Tyler Gray looks down to the inside for second place on Quinn Wallace. Not enough.
So we've got 2 multiple grooves of working right now. Looks like the lower line seems to be a little bit faster, but we should see that higher line move in somewhat quick here.
And as you were going, Quinn Wallace is challenging for the lead outside of Watkins, and you got the 16.
Oh, we got the 16 going around.
Trevor Fisher around.
Looks like we're going to stay green.
Continue. Yeah, we're staying green. I don't think the 16 can continue as Quinn Wallace still trying to work the high side, get around the 19 of Chris Watkins as he leads another lap. The 75 of Nunn up to the top side. He has moved his way into 4th place from the tail here, and he's working on the 08 car for 3rd.
Looks like we're going to have some side-by-side racing for the lead coming up here pretty shortly. That will give the 75 and the 08 an opportunity to close.
Trevor Harmon right now, your last transfer spot. Scott Johnson right behind him. See if he can't make up a little bit of ground as Harmon down to the inside. We got 2 to go here. Oh, the 27 into the 15. Major contact there.
Oh, 27 got really tight. A little squirrely. Here we go. Coming around to grab the white flag out of turn 4. 1 lap to go. We got side-by-side racing for 3rd place. The 08 on the low side. 75 James Nunn on the high side. He gets him at the start-finish. 1 more lap to go.
James Nunn making a great run from the back up here to 3rd. 08 car is going to hold on to 4th. It looks Dullard in 5th. Harmon in 6th. Can Scott Johnson do anything here through 3 and 4? Give it to Trevor Harmon for the last transfer position.
That'll wrap up the B main, ladies and gentlemen. Some good driving out there. Chris Watkins and number 21 on Wallace. Good to see James Nunn get back up to the top 3.
So from 3rd, James Nunn. 4th was Tyler Gray. 5th is Michael Dullard. And 6th is Trevor Harmon. They all transfer. Now remember, Scott Johnson, he automatically transfers, so that's going to leave one guy with the best qualifying time to transfer in is Bradley Hinman, Jeffrey Lantham, Anthony Miller, and everybody else. Thanks for coming. Hope you stay to watch the show, and we're going to get on with some pole shuffles here, Tommy V.
Pole shuffles is going to be a lot of fun. 2-lap shootouts to decide who gets the pole in the A main. Going to have a lot of fun. For those of you that don't understand it, Dewey, why don't you explain what we're looking at coming up here in the pole shuffle?
All right, I will do my best here. Not a lot of tracks do this. So the pole shuffle, they will take the third place finisher of heat number 4 and the third place finisher of heat number 3. They duke it out. The winner stays on the track. The third place finisher of heat number 2 will then enter the track. They'll duke it out for another 2 laps. And then we're going to go up that finishing order from heat races all the way up to the guy in the pole. So if you are out on the track, you have a chance of starting pole. But the higher up you finish in your heat race, the better your chances are of not starting in the back.
Ladies and gentlemen, up there in the Simcast TV on YouTube watching this race live, I've got another trivia question for you. Now, we got to go back a ways for this one. Please tell me who was the last 5-star general to serve in the United States Armed Forces. That's worth another $5 iRacing credit. So I'd like to see if you could do it without Googling it, but I'll take any answer I can get.
So your first 2 cars in the chute here, Brayton Wallace will be in the 100 car. And it looks like the car behind him that will be battling him looks to be the 10 car. And in the 10 car, that's Scott Weatherby. He gets to choose inside or outside here, as he's going to choose the outside. So here we go. You go green, then white, then checkered. So the loser of this starts 12th, if I hear race control right. So here we go, rolling out of 3 and 4. Tommy V, this should be interesting. The first time we have seen this done. Brayton Wallace.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
Scott Weatherby, here we go, green flag. Brayton Wallace gets a good jump here. Scott Weatherby going to look down to the inside. Weatherby gets way too sideways. Brayton Wallace around the high side gets a good little gap here coming down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4 here. White flag. We got 1 to go. Brayton Wallace opening up a great gap here on Scott Weatherby. Can Weatherby catch him? Weatherby throws it in there really hard. Almost gets up into the wall here as he's trying anything he can to catch him. But it looks like this one's going to go to Brayton Wallace here through 3 and 4. And Brayton Wallace will win round number 1. So Brayton Wallace will stay on the track. The 10 car Scott Weatherby will pull in. He starts, I believe, in the 12th position if I have this right. And the next car out on the speedway for the pole shuffle should be the 50 car of Jason Lineweaver as he gets to pick. And Tommy V, this should be good.
Yeah, Lineweaver and Wallace line up. Looks like the 50 car is choosing the outside at this time. Coming out of turn 4, we should go green. And here we go. The 2 drivers are in turn 3, coming out of 4. We are going to go green. And it looks like we got a pretty equal start with the 100 and the 50. Coming up on the inside, the 100 pulls a slide job, moves up high. The 50 cuts underneath. Lineweaver making it a race. He dives low in the 1 as the 50 goes high. Excuse me, the 100 of Wallace goes high. We got a pretty good side-by-side out of turn 4. It looks like Wallace captures it. 1 lap to go. Here we go on the exit of turn 2, coming into turn 3. Let's see what we got happening here. Can the 50 close? Here we go, Lineweaver going into 3, coming out of 4. Lineweaver on the bottom, Wallace on the high side, and Wallace takes it. That looks like Chris Wallace will win that one, and the 17 will be coming back out on the track to compete this time. The number 17, Alan Westman, in that looks like the Simcast TV second to none graphics motorsports car.
We're green out of 4. The 17 chooses the inside. The first car to try the inside is the 100 of Brayton Wallace to the outside. And here we go. Green out for 4. Let's see if Alan Westman can't get the jump here as he's down on the bottom. Looks the slide job. Not enough. Brayton Wallace looking strong on the outside here down the back straightaway. But hanging with him, Alan Westman through 3 and 4. Westman's going to follow him through. We got the white flag this time around. Can Westman get anything from the 100 cars? He has looked strong here as he was the first car on the track. White flag through 1 and 2. Westman falling further and further behind as the 100 car is just looking like a missile right now. Westman down at the bottom through 3 and 4. Too far sideways. Westman noses it into the wall. You're going to get Brayton Wallace on the track yet again. As Corey Whitworth coming out to challenge Mr. Brayton Wallace, who's looking really strong right now, Tommy V.
Yeah, he's been on a roll these last 3 little head-to-head runs. Let's see if the 69 Whitworth has anything to do. It looks like he's choosing the preferred line on the outside to start. Coming out of turn 4, we'll have a race begin. And here we go. We have the jump. The 100, Chris Wallace gets out in front of Corey Whitworth. Whitworth tries to get to the bottom through the middle. Wallace stays high coming into turn 3. Brayton Wallace comes out of turn 4. Cross, 1 left to go. Here we go. It looks like Whitworth going into the low side. Can he pull it off? Oh, they come out side by side. Wallace holds on coming out of turn 2. Here we are into turn 3. Whitworth to the bottom, trying to get the slide job, comes up. Oh, and Wallace holds on at the line.
Woo, what a race.
That was one heck of a race, Dewey. Looks like Christopher Wallace is on fire. Now he's going to be racing with Dustin Ward in the 2. You take it over.
Dustin Ward is going to try to the outside here of the 100 car of Brayton Wallace. So here we go. Green out of 4. Brayton Wallace has been on the track for all of these. And we are green flag as Ward and Wallace are side by side in a 1 and 2. We finally got someone to challenge the 100 car. Dustin Ward down the back straightaway. He's got the lead for the first time. Brayton Wallace is behind through 3 and 4. Brayton Wallace is going to stay on the high side, and they're really close together here. Is what will the 100 car do? As he has not been behind this whole pole shuffle into 1 and 2. Both cars up on the outside. He's got to do it here in turn 3 and 4 to make it happen and keep moving up this pole shuffle. He's going to dive down low. We're going to have them side by side as it looks like the 100 slipped up and the 2 car will take it. Dustin Ward knocks the 100 of Brayton Wallace off. Man, this is exciting, Tommy V. The 313 of Greg Thompson will now pull onto the track and challenge Dustin Ward. Who you got, Tommy V?
I'm going to like the 2 car. He's been pretty strong. He knocked off the fastest car so far, but the 313 is awful quick earlier in practice. Let's see what happens. And the 313 takes off. He's off, leading into turn 1. Looks like the Ward and the 2 coming back strong on the inside of the 313 of Greg Thompson out of Ohio. He goes to the bottom. Ward sticks to the high side, and they're coming up to get the white flag. Looks like Dustin Ward is falling by 2 lengths. Can he get back to his bumper to try to make something happen coming into turn 3? And here we are on the exit of turn 4. We'll come to the stripe, and it looks like the 13 of Thompson takes the win. I'm liking Mr. Madden this one, baby.
Here we go. Fargo in the 313. Green flag. Fargo gets a great jump on Thompson as his car is just not firing. Fargo immediately to the outside here down the back straightaway. Through 3 and 4, the 313 trying the bottom. White flag. He's not going to have enough for Eric Fargo. Eric Fargo still up on the high side. He pulls away by a couple car lengths here. The 313 into the wall hard down the back straightaway, and that's going to let Fargo walk away with this one. Eric Fargo moves along. So Eric Fargo will have to go to the inside as the 29. Chris McGuire chooses the outside here. We're going to go green out of 4 as we're moving right along here in this pole shuffle. Some good battles here. Green out of 4. Fargo with a great jump again on the 29 car. Chris McGuire this time. McGuire right there with him. Through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. McGuire's going to try and look to the inside. Does he have anything in 3 and 4? He's going to try the bottom here. You don't have a lot of time. You've got to make your moves now. McGuire getting up close to the door panel. Not enough. Fargo's going to take the white flag here. Can he hold him off as the 29 car looks strong down in 3 and 4 on the bottom, but he's got to get close here coming off of 2. 29 in the wall, almost spins it, and that's going to let Eric Fargo walk away with yet another one with a car getting into the wall. Eric Fargo wins his second round here. We got another car getting ready to pull out and do battle, and that will be the 87 car.
Tell you what, that 222 is pretty dominant. Looks like the 87 Andrew Schaefer will take on the 22 of Mr. Fargo. Schaefer and Fargo. Fargo and Schaefer. Fargo on the outside. Here we go in turn 4. Oh, it looks like Schaefer gets a jump in the 87 going into turn 1 on the low side. We got Fargo on the high side. Coming back strong out of turn 2. Looks like, here we go, coming up to get a white flag out of turn 4. Both drivers on the high side. Looks like Eric Fargo going to the bottom. Schaefer on the top. Here we go out of turn 3. Or excuse me, turn 2. It looks like the slide's pulled off by Fargo. And Schaefer comes back to the bottom. Is he going to return the favor coming out of turn 3 and 4? Looks like he will. He pulls it off, gets the slide, and takes over.
What a race! That's what we wanted to see in the pole shuffle here.
That is one heck of a race we saw there. Dewey, take over the next one for us, will you?
Chris Orencia on the track to the inside of the 87 of Andrew Schaefer, and here we go. We're going to be green out of 4. And they're off. The 178 gets a good jump at the 87 back to his outside. Ooh, that was a close one through 1 and 2. The 178 out in front of the 87 of Andrew Schaefer down the back straightaway. Coming through 3 and 4. Andrew Schaefer on the bottom. Not enough as the 178's run in the middle, so you can't really pull a good slider here. White flag for Chris Orencia. Andrew Schaefer's going to try the high side here. Gain it back up on him. See if he can't get around him in 3 and 4. The 178 looks really strong here. Down through turns 3 and 4. Give it to Chris Orencia from Andrew Schaefer. Next car out onto the track will be the 31 car of Tyler Collette.
If I remember correctly, the Collette was pretty fast in the earlier heat races. So let's take a look and see what happens here. 31 has lane choice. Looks like 178 on the bottom, 31 on the bottom. This will decide who will be your pole leader. At the beginning of the A main, it looks like 31 Collette gets a jump going into turn 1. He's on the high side. The 178 drifts up high. Lose a little bit of ground. 31 takes off like a rocket going into turn 2. Coming out of turn 2, going into turn 3. Here we go. We're going to get the white flag as the 31 takes over. Oroncio trying his darndest to come back on the high side. Can't quite gather it up. 31 is going to go into turn 3 with a 2-car length lead. Coming out of turn 3 into turn 4. And then the exit, he picks it up. Going across start finish. There will be your pole winner. Number 31. Tyler Collette.
We're going to try and get a word here with Tyler Collette and see if we can't get his thoughts here. It looks like we're not going to be able to get a word here with Tyler Collette as he's going to keep tuning on that race car. 100 laps is a long time, Tommy V. It's a little bit different than asphalt here because it's 100 laps, but it's not a smooth, easy, calm type of thing. Especially at Eldora, there's a lot going on, and 100 laps it's a long time for dirt track racing, but you've got to make good, smart moves, and you've got to throw some slide jobs. And these guys will definitely be sweating by the end of this race. It's probably gonna be pretty slick out there, and it'll be interesting to see what these guys do. Try and tighten up the race cars and still go fast.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be a lot of excitement going on. 20 drivers on one track at Eldora and the Super Late Medals, all racing for the $100 to win this evening.
So as they get your A main lineup set, do a little bit of track prep. We'll let everybody go take a bathroom break, get something to drink. Don't be gone too long as we're rolling right through the show here this evening, and we'll get right underway with your 100 lap gone but not forgotten 100 here at Eldora Speedway with the NSRL.
Yeah, it looks like we're jumping on board right now with the 17 Alice Westman and the Simcast TV Wounded Warrior Project car. Looks like he's trying to figure some things out before we get into the next race. Also want to touch base with all you listeners out there, all you watching on Simcast TV. I'm still waiting to hear the answer to the last 5-star general of the United States Armed Forces. Who was it for those $5 of iRacing credits? Let me know as soon as you can. Yes, sir, we definitely are. And I'm still waiting on that answer, boys and girls. Go on to YouTube or take a look at simcasttv.com. And thanks a lot to our veterans out there who have given the ultimate sacrifice. If it wasn't for you guys out there today, both fighting past, present, future, we would not be able to do what we do. Enjoy this time. And again, for those of you veterans that have paid the ultimate sacrifice and gave your lives for this country, thank you again very, very much. Our thoughts, prayers on this meaningful day are with all of the families, friends, anybody you can think of associated with any of those veterans that have lost their lives in our battles and wars over the years. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we have a second winner of the trivia from up in the booth. The answer was Omar Bradley, coming from Alan Robert, also known as Alan Westman, out of the Iron Range in northern Minnesota. Congratulations, Alan, on winning $5 worth of iRacing credits. You will receive that at the end of tonight's festivities on your account. Well, looks like, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a brief break here. Take a chance, go to the bathroom, have a heater. As they used to say in the Marine Corps, smoke them if you got them. Take a break. We'll see you here shortly.
And for anybody wondering, it's looking to be about a 10-minute time frame before we get the A main underway as they do a little bit of track prep, get the lineup ready to go. It's 100 laps. Everybody needs to be prime, ready, and focused. So we will see you roughly 10 minutes. Try and be back in about 8 just in case we get going a little early. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for waiting with us due to a little delay here with the track prep and getting everything ready to go. But it looks like cars should be getting ready, geared up. Everybody should be strapping in. We got 100 laps here around Eldora Speedway, the Gone But Not Forgotten 100. And this is looking to be a pretty good race here, Tommy V.
Yeah, it looks like the guys are going to have a little bit of time to get out on the track before the main. Scrub their tires up, take a look at the track, get it worked in a little bit, pack it down after the maintenances we've done over the break here, and it's going to be an exciting race. 100 laps, $100 to win, boys. Here we go. This is what it's all about right here.
Once we get the official A main lineup, we will read it off to you and let you know where everybody's going to be starting here for the A main. Tommy V, who you got for the win tonight? $100, 100 laps here. Gone But Not Forgotten 100. Who you got?
You know what? I don't know, Dewey. It's going to be one heck of a battle. We got 20 cars on the track that got to go through and last 100 laps. Guys are going to have to save their equipment to be able to finish in the top. I think if you get out front and can stay out front, you're going to have the best shot to win, but you're going to have to do it mistake-free, and that's a long time to go without making a single mistake on this track. As it gets worn in, hopefully we'll start seeing two grooves, the lower and the higher. Both equal speed. Should be a lot of fun, my friend.
Yes, sir, I agree with you there. I'm curious to see how this one pans out, as it should be a good race here for $100. You can't complain. So we'll see here in just a few minutes, maybe not even that long. We should be getting the A main lineup, and everybody should be rolling here for 100 laps around Eldora.
Just want to take another quick second to say thank you again to our sponsors. First and foremost, Simcast TV, Mr. Tom Jenks up in the booth running the cameras for us tonight. Also want to say thanks to Skid Marks Motorsports, one of our primary sponsors. Mission 22, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, go check out mission22.com website. See what you can do to help out those returning veterans with traumatic brain injuries and post-traumatic stress. And also the disabled American veterans. They're out there to take care of our veterans returning. Anything we can do to help them out. And of course, what we're here tonight racing for is the Wounded Warrior Project. We have donated over $365 tonight to the Wounded Warrior Project for the work that they do and allowing us to use them as a title sponsor for tonight's race. Looking forward to the 100 laps coming up here shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and enjoy. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to go underway here. We're going to do battle for 100 laps. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining us here for the Gone But Not Forgotten 100. As we're going to line them up here. We're going to rack them and stack them, and we're going to go green for 100 fast and furious laps around Eldora Speedway. So looking at everybody that's in here, Tommy V, I want you to pick one car that you think is going to win this race.
I think if he can stay out of trouble, the entry of Eric Fargo from Pennsylvania in the 222 car is who I'm looking for to win this race.
All right, I'm going to have to go with the car that surprised me the most for the entire night. That's the 100 car of Brayton Wallace. He looked awesome there in that pole shuffle. He made the most of it from his heat race after being a late arrival. So I'm going to keep an eye on him. I'm going to say that he's got a pretty good shot. So you remember that one provisional I said would be at the tail of this field, the fastest car that did not qualify through a heat or a B main? Looks like the 71 of Anthony Miller has pulled down a backup car, and he will be starting at the tail of this feature, so he gets a shot at the $100 here. So your lineup's going to be Tyler Collette and Chris Orencia will be in row 1. Row 2, Andrew Schaefer and Eric Fargo. Row number 3, Chris McGuire and Greg Thompson. Row 4, Dustin Ward and Brayton Wallace. Row 5, Corey Whitworth and Alan Westman. Row 6, Jason Lineweaver, Scott Weatherby. Row 7 is Chris Watkins and Quentin Wallace. Row 8 will be James Nunn and Tyler Gray. Row 9 will be Michael Dullard and Trevor Harmon. And then it looks like the next row will be Anthony Miller. And I believe it'll be Scott Johnson. And that should round out your 20 car field here. We're going 100 laps around Eldora Speedway.
Should be a pretty interesting race, Dewey. If the B main was any indication, there's going to be some bumping and grinding and anything they can do to get to the front here to try to take home that $100 prize this evening.
So here we go. The 31 on the 178, pacing the field. Chris Orencia and Tyler Collette coming off of turn number 4. The Gone But Not Forgotten 100. We are green! Collette gets a great jump here as everybody 3-4 wide behind him. Through 3 and 4, the 178's looking down low, but it looks like Collette will lead lap 1.
So we have some interesting stuff going on back here in the middle of the pack, going 313 back there with the Wallace car right behind him, looking to make moves, trying to get through.
We got a caution on the speedway here, Tommy V. Our first caution of the night comes out on lap number 2. Not typical of a dirt track race. The caution laps do count, as the 69 car of Corey Whitworth comes around with damage to the front and rear of that car.
That's too bad because Corey was fast earlier in the races earlier tonight, so hopefully he can get her fixed up and back on the track as soon as he can.
Cars crossing the start-finish line right now, picking up lap number 4. Tyler Collette's still in the lead here. As Chris Orencia was looking to start making a move there on the bottom, and we immediately got a yellow flag there as soon as he went to make that move. Anthony Miller, the car that pulled down his backup car to be in this A main, he's moved up 2 positions, started 19th. He's currently riding in 17th position.
And we're picking up pace in single file restart. Looks like we're going to go with 2 wide. Everybody's gathering up behind the pace truck, looking here to go green shortly.
Yes, sir. Tommy V there. 2x2 nose to tail, front to back. The lights are out on the pace truck. We're going to try and get some green flag laps in here. There's not much has changed up here in the front. Colette sets the pace. He's on the hammer. Here we go. Green flag. Fargo down to the inside makes a great jump and grabs second place. Zorencia slipped up again as Fargo coming down the back straightaway. Can he run down the 31 of Colette? Andrew Schaefer sideways down the back straightaway. Big time yellow here. We got cars all over the track here, Tommy V. The 19 car, Chris Watkins, major damage. The 71 car of Anthony Miller for the second time tonight with major damage.
Yeah,
Andrew Schaefer with a little.
Looks like we're starting to have a little bit of a repeat of the heat race till they got moving, got it straightened out, and got a few laps under their belts. A little beating and banging for position. All part of it. We'll see how it pans out here moving on, and let's get after it, boys. Following the pace truck around, coming into looks like turn 2 right now, turn 1 and 2.
We can get everybody settled in here. We might be able to get some good green flag racing going on, but it seems like everybody's just searching for positions so quickly that we can't really seem to get anything rolling. But Eric Fargo made a great jump on the start as the 178 just didn't fire, so he went down to the inside and took that second position away from him. So we'll see if they let him keep that spot or if he's going to have to move back one. It looks like Fargo will keep that spot right now. So we'll run down your top 5 here. Tyler Collette will be in the lead. Eric Fargo in second. Chris Orencia in third. From 6th, Greg Thompson is now in 4th. Chris McGuire in 5th. Dustin Ward now scored in 6th. 7th will be Alan Westman. 8th, Jason Lineweaver. My apologies. Quinn Wallace in 9th. And Scott Weatherby in 10th as we're getting ready to go green here, Tommy V.
And pace trucks pulled in. We're going green out of turn 4, and 31 jumps off 222 of Fargo right on his heels.
Is everybody battling for position here? And we got 21 down in the wall in turns 1 and 2. We got another car on the outside.
2's in the wall. 313's gathered up. We've got a whole bunch going on. Another caution coming out right now.
Man, this has just been chaos from the start here. It's 100 laps, but these guys are really trying to get after it a little too early as the 21 car was turned down into the inside wall. And everybody just scattered and started collecting one another here. So we'll see where everybody stacks up here. Tommy V, I don't know.
Oh, it looks like we got 29 pulling down to the bottom. Must be making some in-car adjustments. I don't know, buddy. Let's see what's going on here. I think we're just beating and banging, and everybody's trying to get to that one fast spot on the high line. Seems to be the quickest. And the real estate's taken. I don't know what else to say at this point. Hopefully these guys will come into their own and show a little patience and get back after it. Have a lot of good 2-wide racing from here on out.
Yeah, I hope so as well. It looks like Anthony Miller is able to make a couple of repairs here and see if he can't make his way back through. He's got a long time to go here. We're on lap 13 of 100, so we still got quite a bit of distance to cover here. So Tyler Collette is in 1st. Eric Fargo is in 2nd. Chris McGuire in 3rd. Greg Thompson in 4th. Dustin Ward will round out your top 5.
Looks like we have a couple cars moving up through the pack here. Looks like 64's made his way up. He started tail end, rear round. He looks like he is now 6 from the back on the outside.
And here we go out of 4. We're green flag again here at Eldora.
Take a look back in the pack. Looks like we've got some battles for position early into the race. Looks like we're slowing down now a little bit. We got one up in the wall. Look out, the 10 car pushing around.
Eric Fargo down on the bottom for the lead. He got it, but yellow flag. So we'll see if Eric Fargo gets scored in the lead, as he was able to slip by the 31 with a beautiful slide job here, as Chris McGuire is right there with him. And Tommy V, we've got a heck of a race going on here at the front of this field.
That we do. I'd like to see him get some green flag running in here, because it seems to be right now that's the only safe place on the tracks is the top 5-6 cars. We're running into some trouble in the back, and let's see what we got going on here. Moving up, looks like Anthony Miller's able to get the wave around, pick up one of his laps back.
Looks like Eric Fargo will be scored your leader. Tyler Collette's in second. Chris McGuire looks to be scored in third. Greg Thompson in fourth. And Jason Lineweaver from 11th all the way up to 5th here, as we're almost a fourth of the way down. Let's see here. 6th will be Dustin Ward. 7th, you have Alan Westman. 8th is Brayton Wallace. 9th is Michael Dullard. And 10th is Tyler Gray. He started in the 16th position.
Coming around in 11th, Quinn Wallace. James Nunn in 12th. Chris Watkins in 13th. Andrew Schaefer in 14th. Chris Lorenzi in 15th. Scott Johnson in 16th. Corey Whitworth in 17th. Trevor Harmon in 18th. Anthony Miller in 19th. Scott Weatherby 2 laps down in 20th.
And here we go. Eric Fargo now controls the pace out of turn 4. See if we can get some racing in here, and we are green flag. Down the back
looks like the
straightaway.
17 got a good jump off of turn 4 after somebody getting into the side of him. Just a little bit of a tick. Some good racing going on in the back here. 2 and 3 wide to make up positions.
313 loose, hit by Jason Lineweaver. Hard lick for Greg Thompson as everybody's able to keep it going here. But he lost a lot of positions, got 2 sideways. The 31 car of Collette trying to throw the slider on Fargo. Just gets it, puts Fargo in the wall.
Clips the right front, puts him in the wall. Looks like we're going to have caution out right
yellow.
now.
Eric Fargo, your leader, slide job wasn't quite clear, and his car was destroyed there. It's a little bit of a shakeup here, Tommy.
Yeah, definitely. 21 laps in. Looks like right now our caution laps are dominating the race at this point, but I think as we move forward and some of these cars get into a little more trouble, we'll thin out the field a little bit, and we should start to see some better racing going on here. Right now, a lot of cars out there fighting for position, wanting real estate that's just not available yet. Hopefully we'll calm down a little bit. Racers will get after it, hold their lines, and make a run for the finish.
I certainly hope so. We got Eric Fargo and Andrew Schaefer here in the pit area, 2 of the front-running cars here. They started. Eric Fargo started in position number 4. Andrew Schaefer started position number 3, as they're both in the pit area trying to get their cars serviced here. A lot of cars with a lot of damage. And one of the curious things is Chris McGuire is the only car that's down on the bottom trying to save gas. And that's one thing that we're still not sure about. Do these guys have enough gas? And it seems like Chris McGuire is trying to take every length that he can to make sure that he does. So we'll see how that pans out. As it looks like Eric Fargo will not repair and come back into this race, coming out of 3 into turn number 4. We're going to go back green, Tommy V.
All right, here we go. The pace truck's in, coming out of 4. And Wallace is off and running. 31 moves up to the high side quick, going into turn 1.
Battles all over the track. Looks like we got a lot more contact going on here. Can everybody hold on? No, we got cars all over the racetrack here.
Looks like we're going to stay green.
We're staying green here. This is a 69 car of Corey Whitworth and the 10 of Scott Weatherby. Got a little tangled up here, and we got a battle here. Position 5 and 6. Brayton Wallace is battling with the 50 of Jason Lineweaver right now. Side by side, Lineweaver with a great run down on the bottom. And up here with the front of the field, the 29 of Chris McGuire. He's right on the inside door panel of Tyler Collette as they come across the line. Give it to Collette, but Chris McGuire is there waiting for a mistake. They're both running the high side.
Battle right now seems to be between Chris Wallace and Braden Wallace down in the Wallaces. No relation, different spelling. Battle for 4th and 5th right now.
We're finally getting some good racing in as the 17 car of Alan Westman working on the inside of the 2 of Dustin Ward, trying to take 3rd place away from him. And Tommy V, it looks like the preferred line is right around the top, as Chris McGuire is just lying in wait for Tyler Collette as they're starting to gain lap traffic here and see if he can't get a mistake.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. It seems to be the high line all the way back through the field seems to be the quicker of the two. It's like just coming
Caution
into this
on the
caution
speedway.
out of turn 4, we had the 75 and the 64 doing battle in the back.
We got a good amount of green flag laps there, and now we're under caution yet again. So we'll let everybody catch up to the pace car here, and we'll kind of run through your rundown.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we go back to green here. We'll have 31 Tyler Collette in first place, 29 Chris McGuire in second, number 2 of Dustin Ward running off third, Braden Wallace in the 100 car, and fourth Jason Langweaver in fifth, Quentin Wallace in sixth, Tyler Gray in seventh, Chris Watkins in eighth, Greg Thompson in ninth, and Michael Dillard rounding out the top 10.
11th, you have Alan Westman in the... He was up there for quite a bit battling, but he has fallen back there after that caution. 11th, you have 10th. 11th was Alan Westman. 12th, Chris Arencia. 13th was James Nunn. 14th, Scott Johnson. 15th is Trevor Harmon. 16th, Anthony Miller. 17th, Corey Whitworth. 18th is Scott Weatherby. 19th is Andrew Schaefer. And the 20th car, not able to make repair, Eric Fargo. So Collette and McGuire set to do battle here again out of turns 3 and 4. Tommy V, he is about to drop the hammer, and we are back racing at Eldora.
And here we go, 2x2x2 for the first 6 rows. Seems to be everybody wants to get to the top line, but I think we're starting to see the bottom line move in and get a little bit of speed going.
We got 2 and 3 wide all the way through this field. The 2 car of Dustin Ward down low, trying to make a move for third here. The 100
we have a
car
spin coming out of turn 4. Another caution coming out back in the field.
Ooh. Just as it was starting to get dicey, another yellow plagues this race. It looks like Chris Arencia has had his maximum number of yellows, so he will be removed from the racing surface.
Yeah, it looks like we had it back in the back there. Some tough racing back there, trying to gain some positions. I think I like the style of the 17 right now, moving to the back on purpose. Try to avoid a lot of this stuff. You get trapped in the middle, and the beating and banging for that real estate takes place. With the 08 got it into him back there, and it looks like Arencia got into him.
We have clicked off 37 laps here at Eldora. A lot of them have been yellow flag. See if everyone can kind of calm down and settle in here. The more yellow flags we have, the less of a racing groove will be built in there on the bottom, and guys won't be able to pass. So everybody needs to settle down here, try to click off some laps and see what we can do here at Eldora, as Tyler Collette will still be the leader. Chris McGuire in second, Brayton Wallace up to third, Dustin Ward in fourth, and Jason Lineweaver will be your 5th place car, as we're looking to take the green flag here out of turn 4.
And the pace truck coming out of turn 4. He's off track. And here we go, green out of turn 4.
Brayton Wallace down to the bottom trying to make a move as they're 3 and 4 wide behind him, but Brayton Wallace in the third.
In the back.
Another caution here at Eldora.
Trying to go back, take a peek here, see who we had, what we had. Let's take a quick look here. Looked like going in third, we had the 71 Anthony Miller drifted up into the 69, caught his rear bumper, and that gathered up. So we had the 69 got turned by the 71, and as the 71 and 69 went high, they ended up gathering up the 64 Scott Johnson here in the rear. So
it's a tough deal there, but still a lot of time left to be able to make up some of that ground. As Tyler Collette was battled for the lead one time. And that was by Eric Fargo. They got together early in the race. He has led ever since, but Chris McGuire has been right there on his bumper, Tommy V, to see if he can't make a move here. I think he's going to wait. Through 3, turn number 4, the 31, Tyler Collette, set to get back on the hammer here.
And here we go, pace truck's off, and we're out of 4. 31 gets a jump over the 29, and they're off into turn 1.
And Brayton Wallace trying to make the bottom work here early, coming down the back straightaway for third place as the 313 of Greg Johnson's back into the picture, and the 2 of Dustin Ward. Johnson way down low trying to make a move for third.
Heading back to the back of the field, looks like we have the 75 on the outside, followed by the 17, Alan Westman. And another caution on the raceway.
Greg Johnson looking strong here, but it seems like every time he starts to get rolling there on the very, very bottom, we get a yellow. Greg Johnson's had a back and forth night so far. He went to the back a little bit, able to fight his way back up to the front.
Yeah, I'm looking, trying to figure out where the caution came from here on this one.
You go through the field here, Tommy V, there's a lot of cars with damage, and everybody's just going to have to hold on here as we're approaching halfway, and we really haven't had much of green flag racing here. The track proving to be pretty tough for these drivers with everybody else around them.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more, Dewey. Looks like this is going to be this race winner tonight is going to definitely earn it, and it's going to be survival of the fittest.
You see that 29 car still down on the bottom, making sure that he has enough gas, as the 31 car was up on the high side, kind of giving her a little gas. We'll see if that pans out to anything here, as the 31 of Collette and the 29 of McGuire rolling through 3 and 4, Tommy V, and we're going to take the green flag once again here at Eldora.
Yes, sir. Here we go. The pace truck's in, and we have him out of turn 4. Looks like Wallace got another big jump. Going through the field, looks like 64 Scott Johnson's down to the bottom here in the beer, going after the slide job on the 10, and 3 wide in the back between Miller, Johnson. Whoa, Scott Johnson turns down to avoid causing too much trouble. He gathers it back up, and let's go back up front. Dewey, what do you got up there? We got a spinner on the back.
The 313 of Greg Thompson battling hard with the 29 of down into turns 3 and 4. Here's the 29 now, goes down to the inside. See if he's got anything for the 31. Yellow flag as the 29 was going to pass for the lead. McGuire, plagued by a yellow flag there, as he made a good run to try and pass the 31 car.
Yeah, we're getting a few spurts that we're going to see some green flag racing here soon, I think.
The 27 car is totally destroyed there on the racetrack as he's going to try and get it into the pit area, and his night looks to be over.
Yeah, he's smoking pretty hard. I think he might have tore up his motor that time. So we pace around the track. Everybody's going to get lined back up. We're going to get ready to go green here again, my friend.
We're halfway in this race. We haven't had much of green flag racing, but it seems like if these guys can get a couple laps, they can challenge the 31 of Tyler Collette. But it seems like every time someone goes to pass them, we get a caution. So it'll be interesting to see what happens if we do get a good green flag run, if anything can be done about the 31 car leading this race.
All right, looks like we're lining them up 2 by 2 again. Probably going to go green here out of turn 4. What do you think at this point halfway through, Dewey?
I think the 31 is going to be hard to pass, but the 29 and the 313 both look like they can get the bottom working. So if we can get some green flag laps here, it'll be interesting to see if those guys can really try and throw something at Tyler Collette, see if they can't knock him off the top spot. So here we go. Lights are out on the pace truck. We're going around to collect lap 53. The 31 car Collette going to be on the hammer. Here we go. Green flag.
Oh, we got a spinner right off the start going into turn 1. Caution's back out.
That's the 313 of Greg Johnson. He was up into 3rd position. Not sure what happened there, but that was your 3rd place car.
That was an interesting look. Like he might have just got a big bump in the left rear. I was sitting in the cockpit of the 17 watching from the in-car camera, just trying to see what we could see there, and I don't know.
Yeah, the track looks to be getting a little bit slicker now. He might have spun the tires or something of that nature. I'm not really sure. But nonetheless, he is to the back here. So that's going to shake up your top 5 here. First place is going to be Tyler Collette. Second, Chris McGuire. Third is Brayton Wallace. Fourth is Dustin Ward. And fifth is Chris Watkins from 13th. Sixth will be Alan Westman. 7th, Jason Lineweaver. 8th, Quentin Wallace. 9th, Corey Whitworth. And 10th will be James Nunn.
Anthony Miller bringing up 11th place. Greg Thompson, 12th. Michael Dollard, 13th. Scott Johnson in 14th. Tyler Gray in 15th, 2 laps down. Trevor Harmon, 3 laps down in 16th place. Andrew Schaefer, 7 laps down. Scott Weatherby looks to be 12 laps down. Chris Sorencia, 20 laps down. And Eric Fargo was headed back to Pennsylvania, 35 laps down.
Here we go. The lights are out. We're going to take green flag yet again here. 31, Tyler Collette has been setting the pace for almost the entire race. And here we go. Green out of 4 at Eldora. And immediately, Brayton Wallace down to the inside to challenge Chris McGuire for 2nd place. And Dustin Ward's going to try and challenge him for 3rd. And it looks like we got another yellow flag.
Yeah, boy, it's been tough to get going here. Quite a few crashes going on here and there. I think the best run we've had right now is 5 laps under green consecutive. So, you know what? Sooner or later, this field's going to thin out a little bit. Some of these cars will get into a little too much damage. And at that point, we'll see what happens. Take a look at the track riding around. It looks like both lines are starting to move in and slick up pretty good. So track's starting to dry out. Looks like we're going to, from this point forward, should have 2 grooves of racing. Going to have a little bit of fun.
I hope so. The track definitely starting to look like it could be a really racy track, as a lot of guys are trying the bottom and finding a little bit of a success. But it seems like every time they want to go down and make a move and really start to challenge somebody for a position, you seem to get hit with another yellow flag.
Yeah, it seems like it's been pretty tough getting going. Stewie, just going to ask you this question. This isn't anything I've experienced before. So the rookie and me coming out, maybe single file restarts might do the trick.
That could be the case, but it all depends on the track and how they view having a single file restart. As the lights are out on the pace truck coming around turns 3 and 4, here's a 31. Tyler Collette looks to set the pace.
I don't know what just happened there. It looked like somebody drove right through the field.
Well, nonetheless, green flag here at Eldora's. We're going to try and get some green flag laps in.
And here we go. 19 and 17 got a battle coming out of turn 2. Looks like 19's going to fall in line, get behind him. Oh no, he moves to the bottom, pulls a slide job on the 17. The 19 trying to get 2 in one corner. He's now side by side with the 21. Look at him moving, making the bottom work.
That's Chris Watkins trying to make the bottom work here, as he had to go to the back, caught up, and Chris Watkins around.
He gets sideways, spins.
It looks like Chris was trying not to get into the car to his outside and ended up spinning himself instead. That's a tough break for Chris. Him and Westman were putting on a show there. We'll give you a little rundown here.
Still riding out front, 31, Tyler Collette, followed by Chris McGuire in second. The 100 car of Brayton Wallace and Dustin Ward in fourth. Fifth place, Quinn Wallace. Moving up to sixth place, Alan Westman. Right behind him in seventh place is Corey Whitworth. James Nunn brings up eighth. Greg Thompson falls into the ninth position, and Scott Johnson from the back of the field has moved up to the top 10.
In 11th, you have Michael Dullard. In 12th, you have Anthony Miller. In 13th, you have Jason Lineweaver, which will be the last car on the track currently. Chris Watkins will be in 14th. See if he can't make repairs. Trevor Hartman in 15th. His car was damaged. He's made some repairs. He's back. In 16th, you have Andrew Schaefer, who's back out onto the track. The 17th place car, Tyler Gray, not on track. 18th, Scott Weatherby. He's able to make it back out. 12 laps down. Chris Orencia in 19th, and 20th is Eric Fargo. So it looks like we're getting ready to go here, Tommy V. See if we can't get some laps in. We're coming around to get lap 66.
Yes, we are. Pace truck's in. Off the track. Here we go out of turn 4. 31, Collette gets a jump again, moving into turn 1 on the high side. Looks like we have the 117 going around on the bottom. 17 trying to get pulled by the slide job on the 2. Is he going to make it? Yes, he is, coming out of turn 4.
In the third position is the place to be right now. 0, 2, and 3 wide as Westman's looking down to the inside. Brayton Wallace down the back straightaway, but Wallace too strong on the outside as Corey Whitworth just trying to enter the picture here in 3 and 4. Chris McGuire looking to the inside of Collette for the lead.
Got a battle up front between the first and second place car. I like what seeing me battle dividing between 313. Oh, 29
got into the wall. Big pile
up. Gather up the field.
100 car involved, the 69 car involved is the 29. If Chris McGuire got into the wall in 1 and 2, and that caused a pretty bad chain reaction. Chris McGuire has no spoiler on that car, running second, battling for the lead, just hopped the cushion, hit the wall, and it turned into a big chain reaction here. That gathered up a lot of fast race cars, Tommy V.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, trying for a little too much by one car. He gets up on the cushion and not much you can do. There's no place to go after that. Looks like we're going to round out. We had some pretty big changes over that brief short run. We still got 31 Tyler Collett in the front. Alan Westman has moved up to second after that crash. Greg Thompson's moved up to third. James Nunn is up to fourth. Dustin Ward brings in your fifth place position. Chris McGuire is up to sixth. Jason Lineweaver in the 50 car up to 7th. Scott Johnson up to 8th place now, looking like he's so far a hard charger of the night.
You got that right. Scott Johnson's had a lot of work to do, but he's kept his nose clean, got into a little bit of a small tangle up here or there, but his car has stayed clean. He has worked his way from a 20th starting position all the way to 8th. So we'll see if he can get any further up, as your top 10 will be Michael Dullard and Quentin Wallace will be in 10th. Tommy V, we're on lap 71 right now. Do you think we can get a green flag run and see a battle for the lead between Tyler Collette and Alan Westman, or can somebody else stick their nose up there?
It'll be interesting to see. You got the 75 who's made his way up there, and James Dunn pretty good following the 17 on the outside. The outside, I think this is preferred line. If the 31 can move up in front of him, let's see what happens with the bottom moving forward now.
31, Tyler Collette gets a great jump. Westman in second. The 313 sideways, big time crash in the back of the field here. 50 of Lineweaver, 29 of Chris McGuire, the 21 of Wallace, the 69 of Whitworth, the 27 of Harmon. And once again, Scott Johnson gets away pretty much unscathed. He looks like he lost a spoiler, but not massive damage to that race car. It looks like the 313 got way sideways, and everybody just kind of collected into him. Nowhere really to go as he blocked the groove coming off the track here. For Greg Thompson, he's still in 4th place as he was able to get it straight, but everybody behind him just melee.
It's starting to get aggressive, starting to get crazy. We're only 27 laps from the end of whoever's going to win that $100. We're starting to see more and more guys who have caused the yellows and gotten put in, getting removed from the race as it goes. But here we go. They're going to get lined back up here. 2 by 2. Let's see if we can't get this one out to the finish. Huh, boys? Let's see what we can do.
I certainly hope so, because it looks like every time we're going to have a good battle going on, we seem to get a yellow flag that's just plaguing this race.
Looking pretty good. I'm going to go through the lineup again. Tyler Collette is remaining in first with Alan Westman in second place. James Dunn is moving up to third. Greg Thompson moved up to fourth. Michael Dullard in fifth. And the rookie, Scott Johnson from Skidmark Motorsports, our premier sponsor, has moved all the way up to sixth from back row.
Scott Johnson doing a great job. Started 20th all the way up to 6th. He has worked hard to be where he's at. 31 of Collette, 17 of Westman point the field right now in turns 3 and 4, and the 31 will be back on the hammer as we only have a handful of laps left. Here we go.
Yes, sir. Looking to see a good battle as the bottom line is starting to come in a little quicker down with the top line.
The 17 of Westman trying to hang with the 31 of Collette as there's a battle and a yellow flag. Again. Greg Thompson and James Dunn side by side battling for third place when that came out. And it seems like every time these guys start to try and get something going, a yellow flag comes out. And Tommy V, we're almost 20 laps away from the finish of this race, and not much racing has been going on.
It looks like the 15 went in, the 21 was a little quick and ended up catching the rear of the 15, and that's what bottled it all up, and everybody started beating and banging, trying to get through.
So laps winding down here, Tommy V. It seems like if anyone's going to do anything about the 31 car of Tyler Collette being in the lead, they're going to have to do it in about turns 1 and 2 before we get another yellow out. So Westman is going to have to try and throw a slider of a lifetime to get in front of the 31 car and win this $100.
Yeah, with the average we've had so far tonight, you could expect another 4 or 5 cautions in the last 22 laps. Just make it fun. Let's see these boys get together, line her up. Let's finish this thing on a green run.
I am hoping just like you are, Tommy V. It seems like we're going to get some good battles going on whenever we do get a yellow flag. So we'll see if we can't finish this race out under green. Collette and Westman, again, on the point. Nunn and Greg Thompson is right behind them. So here we go. Green out of 4 on Collette.
.31 gets a jump again, but this time Westman is right on his bumper. Looks like the high side going around. None goes to the bottom. Oh, he clears the 69 of Whitmore.
Through 3 and 4,
wide.
Greg Thompson 3 wide behind him. Greg Thompson trying to make something work here on the bottom. Westman pretty strong on the top here. Gonna try and hang with the 31 car. 69 into the wall behind the field here.
Oh, the 69 comes down and gathers up.
Caution on the speedway. Caution on the speedway.
You know, I don't know, Dewey. If we get some green flag running here, I think that 17's got something for the 31.
He looks mighty strong.
Yeah, Alan Westman in that Simcast TV car has been fast. It looks like he's got his car ready to go. But you know what? It's these cautions are costing him. I think if he can get a jump, time and jump a little bit better coming out of turn 4, he may have something to give to the 31, maybe a crossover or something in the first turn 1.
I agree with you. He seems to be fast and hanging right there with the 31 car. And it's going to be interesting to see how everybody pans out, as this is interesting. There's been a lot of yellow flags here, so these guys still have quite a bit of fuel in those cars, and that makes them a lot looser as you're throwing around a lot more weight. So it's interesting to see how their cars are going to handle, as I'm sure they've practiced and they did not expect a race like this. But nonetheless, it's still a driver's track. It's still slick, as you can see. So it'll be interesting to see what's happening here. Is the 17 going to have enough, or can the 313 of Greg Thompson make some moves down on the bottom and potentially get up to the front here?
We shall see. It looks like the top 5 have been holding their positions pretty good on these short green flag runs with the restarts, but you never know. 16 laps to go, boys, coming out of the green next time around, and let's see what's anybody's race at this point.
I agree with you. Alan Westman started in 10th. He's in 2nd. James Nunn started in 15th, and he's up to 4th. So rolling through turns 3 and 4, Collette and Alan Westman. Collette is in control of the start here, and we are going to take the green flag, see if anyone's got anything. Green flag, here we go. The 29 McGuire throws a heck of a slider. The 313 is there, puts him up into the wall. Big time wreck.
The 2
cars
half
everywhere.
the field taken out right there.
So now the pressure is even worse for these guys, as they are running out of laps.
Yes, sir. These caution flags are eating up the remaining laps left in the race. Time we come back green, I think we may have 11 laps to go. It's quite the small shootout in this dirt car race, so who knows? Hopefully we can finish this thing under green.
I hope so too, Tommy V. So Tyler Collette, Alan Westman, 3rd Jason Lineweaver, 4th Chris McGuire, 5th James Nunn, 6th will be Michael Dullard, 7th is Dustin Ward, 8th is Chris Watkins, 9th is Scott Johnson, and 10th is Greg Thompson.
Last car in the lead lap is the 27 of Trevor Harmon. Behind him is Andrew Schaefer, Corey Whitworth, Quinn Wallace, Braden Wallace, Anthony Miller, Scott Weatherby, Tyler Gray, Chris Orencia, and Eric Fargo.
So here we go. Just over 10 laps to go. The 31 has been in control. We are green out of 4. Westman with a great start this time around.
Got a great jump this time. And we're 3 wide going through the middle. In the back, looks like, oh, Nunn spins off the 15. Gathers the 2 in the 15
yellow again. As the 17 of Westman was coming down on the bottom. He got a great start, but I'm not sure if he'll be able to get another one here, as this may or may not be the last green flag run chance that we have in this race.
Tell you what, dude, we got a lot of tore up race cars out there. It's going to be tough to get this thing finished under green, I think. But you know what? I'm thinking positive. We're going to do it. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens. 19's up there, 313's back out there, the 75's quick. But I think the battle is first and second right now between the 31 and the 17 of Alan Westman. Looks like they're lining up 2 by 2. Should be going green next time out of 4. Just a quick shout out to our sponsors, Simcast TV and Tom Jenks up in the booth handling all the camera angles. Gone but not forgotten 100, the mission22.com, and the other sponsor to Skidmark Motorsports, as well as Disabled American Veterans, rounding out top 3 premier sponsors. And here we go. It looks like Pace Truck's pulling off, coming out of 4. And we're off. 31 gets a jump. 17 on the outside.
Collette with a great start there, but Alan Westman right on his rear bumper coming down the back straightaway. Through turns 3 and 4, the 17 has got to try and make a move here as we are running out of laps, coming around to get 6 to go. The 17 is right there on the door panel, the 31.
Looks like we're going to stay green at the spin in the back. See if the 17's got anything for the 31 coming up here out of turn 4.
Just a handful of laps remaining. The 17 car, Alan Westman, right on the back of the 31 of Tyler Collette, as the battle for the lead is there. The 17 of Alan Westman needs to make a move here soon, but not too early, and see if he can't get around that 31 car and take this victory away from him.
5 to go this time by. We got some work to do with the 17 and 31. The 29 coming hard. Looks like rounding up 4th place cars. Chris Watkins with the battle with the 323.
The 31 of Collette got a great lap there as he pulled a little bit of distance here between him and Alan Westman. As they come down, click off another lap, he is almost a half a second ahead. Alan Westman has got to do something drastic here to catch that 31 car coming down the back straightaway.
He's giving it all in. He's driving as hard as he can. Looks like we have one car coming up into 3rd place now. Is that the 29 car? Let's move back up into 3rd.
Chris McGuire is coming alive, but it's too little too late as the 31 car is really pulling out to a great lead here. As we come around, pick up the next lap here, Tyler Collette is about 8, almost a whole second as we got another yellow. As that's going to end this race here under yellow flag.
That it is, Dewey. Look like we got a good little run there, about 6 to 8, 9, 10 laps, maybe at the most under green. A lot of fun running. Looks like we're going to finish here under caution.
But nonetheless, yellow or green, the winner of the race, the 31 car, Tyler Collette, picks up the victory after leading almost the entire race. 2nd was Alan Westman. 3rd was Chris McGuire. 4th, Chris Watkins. 5th, Greg Thompson.
That being said, we got some congratulations to give out. Payouts, the $100 winner, Tyler Collette. We'll also see Alan Westman with the payout, as well as the 3rd place car, Chris McGuire. Who do we have for the long, hardest charger tonight there, Have we got it figured out yet?
Well, we're going to do some number crunching here, as there's a lot of guys that did a lot of position changing. The only one who really didn't change was the man pulling up on the podium right now, the 31 of Tyler Collette. Well, after reviewing the final score sheet here, it looks like the 64, Scott Johnson, from 20th to 9th. He will beat Michael Dollard by 1 for the hard charger of the evening, as he was 11. Michael Dollard advanced 10. So Scott Johnson will win that extra little bit of money for hard charger of the evening.
And it couldn't have gone to a better guy, our premier sponsor at Skidmark Motorsports. Good run, Scott. We're proud of you. Congratulations. Payouts are going to look like Tyler Collett getting $100. Alan Westman will pick up $50 for the second place showing. Third place, Chris McGuire will pick up $30. $10 will go to the fourth place car of Chris Watkins. And then our hard charger, Mr. Scott Johnson in the 64, will also receive $10.
Now, I would love to say that this was a great race, but it seemed plagued by caution flag for Tommy V. We got a good little battle there at the end, but it seems like everybody pretty frustrated with how the night went. No one really stuck around and let us grab an interview with them. So let me see if I can't find somebody in here that'll give us a good little interview here, and then we'll sign off after that. Well, catching up here with Chris Watkins, one of the admins here at High Octane, in SRL. And Chris, that was a rough evening. You know, the track was really tricky and a lot of caution flags, but the green flags that were there seemed like there was some good battling going on, and you had an up and down evening.
Yeah, I would have liked to have had a lot more green flag runs, and just we had a lot of problem with people not wanting to check up, and it was a long race and people trying to win on the first lap. But hopefully, we were racing for something more than just the race. We were racing to support the wounded warriors and give donations to them. That was what this was really about. The race was just a special deal on top of it for us to have fun and then raise money for them. I mean, without them doing that, we wouldn't be able to do this. So maybe we can make a better showing next time for this.
Yeah, we certainly hope so. It's definitely exactly what you said. It's a little bit more than a race, it meant something a lot more with the donations and everything. So, whether it was a good race or a bad race, it was for a great cause. Now, talk about the racing, Chris. You were there, then you got into some accidents, and then you were back up there again, and then you fell back, and you able to pull out a fourth place finish. That's not too bad for the wild night that you had.
Yeah, it was. I just had to watch out for some of the cars spinning in front of me, and I got a real lucky break. I was on the high side, and it kind of cleaned itself off up there at the top, and I was just able to get through a bunch of spinning cars. It was pure luck. It wasn't because of driver at all. It was just pure luck tonight. But I'll take it.
Well, Chris, we really appreciate you putting on the show and doing all this for, our veterans and Wounded Warrior and, the Gone But Not Forgotten 100. Definitely a rough race, but it's one that's in the books, and we look forward to another race from you guys.
Yeah, and we'll try to set something else up like this and try to make it we can only go up from here, and that's what we're going to try to do.
Yeah,
All right,
Chris,
Chris,
again,
well,
thanks a lot for putting this all together. It's no easy task to do to get this organized, get everybody on board and getting it in there. So with the donation of $365 to the Wounded Warrior Project, the race wasn't the greatest, but hell of what? This was a success. Good job, dude.
Thank you, guys.
Well, Tommy V, tough night, long night. Not a lot of green flag racing and not a lot of changes for the lead there as Tyler Collette kind of smoked them all.
Yeah, we kind of thought from the beginning if you could get all front, you had a good chance of staying there. We knew that we were going to see quite a few beating and banging throughout the race. Maybe we didn't anticipate this much, but you know what? What are you going to do? Great night. Raised some good money for an excellent program. I just want to say thanks again to our title sponsors, Simcast TV. We've got I'm losing my mind. Mission22.com, Skidmark Motorsports, and we've also got oh my God, Disabled American Veterans. I'm losing my mind. I've been talking so much tonight. Looks like we have been able to track down a couple guys. We might be able to get a hold of Alan Westman and Chris McGuire for some interviews quick, the second and third place car. What do you say, Dewey? Should we try and run them down?
Yeah, we'll see if we can't catch up with these guys. Let's see who we can find. and see if we can't catch up with Alan Westman here. Alan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alan, that was a crazy A main race there. A lot of yellows and a lot of forward and backward, and you were running second there. Looked pretty strong, and you can't complain about that after a rough race on a hard track.
Yeah, I had a rough beginning there. I got caught up, tangled up in some accidents, and went into the pits and started from the back. And eventually, I made my way up to the front, or tried to. I had a problem with those restarts. I was having some issues.
Well, through all those issues, you were able to pull off a second place run, and it's all about overcoming the adversity and having to go into the pit area, go to the back on a tough track like this, and work your way back up to second. You have to feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I put lots of time in practicing for this race, so I was hoping to do pretty good.
Alan, it looked like in the middle of the race you dropped to the back after seeing a bunch of those cautions, just trying to wait a few things out. Was that a plan you had, or did you just get shuffled back there?
I got into an accident, and I didn't want, and I had some damage, so I went in there and got it fixed because we had that practice, and my car wasn't handling too good after I got hit in the rear, so I didn't want that to happen in the middle when it counted, to be relying on a not such good car.
Well, whatever it did, it worked. Good job finishing second place. You had a pretty good night, taking home $50 in second place, and also picking up $5 worth of iRacing credits. So good job. Congrats. Anybody you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, Tom Jenks for the Simcast TV car and the Sims Race, or National Sims Racing League car.
Well, congrats again, Alan. Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
That was Alan Westman, your second place car. See if we can't catch up with Chris McGuire here and chat at him for a little bit, your third place car. Chris McGuire, do you copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, Chris, a tough night. You were running second for a lot of that race. Got up into the wall there and got collected in a huge accident, and you were able to fight your way back up to third. Good job.
Yeah, it was pretty tough, especially with a caution just about every other lap. You couldn't really get in your rhythm or nothing.
Yeah, me and Tom Vanessa here in the booth, we were talking about that. It was hard to really get anything going if you were getting a yellow as soon as you were coming around to turns 3 and 4, and you had to try crazy things right off the restart to try and catch the guy in first.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do on that one lap. Right when I tried it, the caution came out the next lap. I tried to throw a slide job on Tyler, and it didn't work out.
Well, I got to say, it ended up being a pretty good run, Chris. Want to say congratulations on your third place finish, picking up, what did we got here, $30? Good job, and we look forward to seeing you race again in the future. You got anybody you want to thank tonight?
Nobody but Chicken Head Motorsports. That's it.
Chicken Head Motorsports it is, Chris. Congratulations, and we hope to see you again here real soon, buddy.
All right, thank you.
That was a third place car, Chris McGuire. Tommy V, a rough night, but a night that is in the books.
That it is. Just want to give another huge shout out again. Thank you to the Wounded Warrior Project for allowing us to have them as our title sponsor tonight, and them getting $365 plus of donations tonight. Just want to throw this out there. I got a chance to talk to the Hard Charger, who the owner of Skidmarks Motorsports, our title sponsor. He has given his Hard Charger award money to the Wounded Warrior Project. So class act, nice move by the 64 there, Scott Johnson. I also want to say thanks to the Disabled American Veterans, taking care of our veterans when they return and helping them out any way they can. And then a special thank you to the Mission22.com project. Those guys do a tremendous amount for an excellent group of people, taking care of the PTSD and the traumatic brain injury. Dewey, what can you tell us? You got anything you want to add on the Mission 22 project?
Well, it just, it hits close to home, and, after seeing what all those people do, they do a lot of great things for our veterans, and, try and take care of the people who are taking care of us, and making sure that we all can enjoy the things that we like to enjoy. So, big kudos to those guys, and just a thank you for them, taking the time out of their day to do that for the people who took time out of their day to defend us.
Yeah, definitely. We just want to make another big shout out before we leave here tonight to Simcast TV on YouTube. Come check us out. It's Simcast Space TV. Thanks again, Tom Jenks, for running the cameras and doing the stream for us. And Dewey, again, a hell of a job. Look forward to calling races with you again in the future. Hopefully we get into a little bit better racing next time with a little more green flag laps, but that's right. It's a wrap, and that's what it is. Just a big shout out to everybody who contributed, donated, made this on the fundraising side a very successful night. Congratulations to the winner, Tyler Collette, taking home the $100 prize.
You got that right, Tommy V. Until next time, that's Tom Vanessa. I'm Dewey Lorenzel, Tom Jenks behind the cameras with no voice, and we will see you guys at the next race.